Good morning. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys in a teaching method that is very effective to many students, and that teaching method is direct instruction. Before we dive into the fun stuff, I want to do a quick activity to see what your background knowledge on direct instruction is already. Okay, so for this, use as less words as possible, because if you write a whole sentence, it's probably going to take like maybe 3 of your words, so try to narrow it down to 1 or 2 words. So direct teaching is kind of a lecture, but not quite. There's a portion of lecture, which I'll get in more detail, but it's not considered a lecture, if that makes sense. Did we all put lecture? Yeah, okay, so I'll just go back onto the presentation. We all follow? Okay, so what is direct instruction? Direct instruction is the use of straightforward, explicit teaching techniques, usually teaching a specific skill. So this is more of a hands-on. So it's not a lecture approach like I talked about before. It's more hands-on, it's a visual for students, and it's just a better way of learning a skill in a lesser time. Direct instruction can be used in many content areas. It's not just one specific one like math or English. It could be used in other contexts depending on how you teach it and what activities you're using. Another name for direct instruction is I do, we do, you do. You guys probably have heard that in some of your education courses, and it's a 3-step approach. So the 3 steps of direct instruction is, the first one is introduction, that's the I do. Guided practice, that is the we do, and then individual work, that's a you do. Okay, so the first step is introduction. Introduction is where mainly the new content is set for the students. So this is the lecture part, but not really. The teacher is teaching the students the background knowledge of the new skill and why you need to use it, where you could use it, all that stuff. And this is also a part where you could review old skills, so benefit the new skill you're learning to master it. And introduction is mostly modeling the expected learning outcomes by providing clear explanation and examples. So this is a visual aid. Either it's a video, them writing on the board, or having a model for them to show this is what you want to do, this is what you don't want to do. The second step is guided practice. This is demonstrating of the new skill with the help of students. So you're going to be doing the skill on the board or in front of them, and then you're going to be asking a lot of questions to the students, and then the students can ask you questions of, okay, if we do this, does it work? And then you say yes, blah, 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 or no, blah, blah, blah. Individual work is practice, problems, and homework. Mainly it's practice problems within the classroom. So when the students are doing the practice problems and they be like, okay, what's the question to answer a question, what's the answer to question 1? They'd be like, oh, 1, 2, whatever, to make sure that they're on the right track in class. Another type of individual work is homework, but that's them going home, doing it by themselves, and then the next day in class you go over it. Other types of individual works is the worksheets, tests, and projects, but that's more evaluation for the teacher to make sure that the student is doing it correct. And all that, and you review as a class to make sure that every student is staying on track for the skill that the teacher wants for them to master. For my example of direct teaching, I'm going to use math because that's my favorite. With this, I'm going to do adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. So the first example, the steps for adding and subtracting fractions is first, you want to convert the fractions into the same denominators. Second, add or subtract the numerators. And then lastly, you want to reduce the answer if needed. So the first example, That's 1 x plus 7 x. So you can see the steps. So the first step is converting fractions into the same denominator. What that's saying is you're going to be looking at the denominator, which are these two. The least common denominator is 10. To make this match the 10, you have to times this by 2. For whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do the top. So it'd be 2 over 2. Making that will be 6 over 10. What you don't want to do is add the numerator and then the denominator. That's not how you do it. The rule is to make these match, and then your answer will be the denominator that, like the least common denominator, and then you're going to add the numerator, so that's going to be 13. 10 does not go into 13, so you don't have to reduce it. So this is your final answer for this problem. So this is just showing you answer. What did I just do? Besides the math, what did I just do with direct teaching?
You did the introduction where you do it?
Yes. Okay. For this example, if you guys want, I have little index cards for you guys to follow along. For this next example, let's insert this. So the first step, again, is converting the denominators to be the same. What is the least common denominator between 7 and 3? Okay.
21.
Say it out loud. So what do we have to do for the 7 to make it 21?
Multiply by 3.
Yes. Okay. Now what do we have to do to the 3 to make it 21?
Multiply by 7.
Okay. So what is your answer by multiplying 8 by 3?
24?
Yes.
Okay.
So it'd be 24 over 21 plus
7 over 21.
7 over 21, giving us
Is it 31?
31 over 21. Can we reduce this? No. Okay. This is your final answer. This is just showing the little steps that we did. And your answer is 31 over 21, which is your final answer. What did we just do?
It was guided. It was the second. I forget the name of it. Hold on.
We do.
Yeah, we do. It was the we do.
The guided practice.
Yeah, the guided practice. I knew guided was in there somewhere.
Okay. Oop, don't pretend you didn't see the answer. So I want you guys to do this equation real quick.
Not right.
Oh, you're right. You go all good?
I think so.
So what was the answer?
I got 2/3. 2/3.
2/3.
2/3? We're all good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you guys are right. Okay. What did you just do?
I did.
That I do, and that is
it's like the I forget the name of it. I know I do. It's like the classwork and stuff, but I don't remember the name of
the
it.
individual.
Yeah, that one, yes.
Okay, so now it's your turn. What I did for you guys, I did the other 3 content areas, so it's science, social studies, and English. To save time, I gave you guys a topic for what you guys could do. So I want you guys to, on the back, write, so it'll be introduction, guided practice, and then individual work. Just write like a sentence or two of what you guys would do to teach a science class, a social studies class, and then an English class. If you guys have a different topic, that's more than I'm fine with that. I just to save time for you guys. If you need me to explain more of like what I want you guys to do, I'll surely do that. So I'm gonna try not to be awkward. Okay. Okay. So if you want me to explain the social studies,
yeah.
So like then and now, what I was thinking of, you'll be like teaching the 1920s compared to now, and then like a guided practice and then individual work. Okay. So if you still need help, if you want to do something else, are you okay with yours?
I'll do paragraph with the outline.
Yeah. And then you're good with the cell cycle. You could do like the water cycle or anything like that. Okay. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to do that. Okay. So what I'm gonna have you guys do is pick one. So like, if you want to explain what your introduction would be. So like Maddie would do introduction. You're gonna do the other two, like one or the other, and then you're gonna do like whatever they don't do. Or if you guys want to do like reverse, that's fine. So whoever wants to go first, just pick what you.
Okay, so I'll do the intro. So for I didn't do the cell cycle. I did like how plants grow. So like I could like show the kids like how it needs water, soil, and sun for the plants to grow and all that stuff.
I'll do the third one, which is the you do. So I would have students make a Venn diagram of like life in the 20s, like the roaring 20s, and then life now and like similarities and differences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're gonna do like the guided practice.
So I'll do 5 body paragraph essay outline. So like we do together, I like pull up an example outline and we pick a topic, and as a class go through together how we pick out our points and go through every process of writing an essay outline.
Yeah, you guys got it. So we're going to do a quick review of what we learned today. So again, direct instruction is an effective teaching method that is a straightforward teaching technique to teach a specific skill. Another name for direct teaching is I do, we do, you do. And then the 3 steps is introduction, guided practice, and individual work. Do you guys have any questions at all? So now we're going to do the exit card. Yeah, I think he wants us to stop that.